Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Our next guest has quite the story to tell, one that took her right into the middle of a business that is generally all male. Welcome Becky Harward, the Vice President of Hive Homes and the creator of Becky in the Boys Club blog. Welcome.
Thanks guys, thanks for having me.
That is such a cute little like Insta or blog, I guess.
Love it.
I know, I just have to tell you guys, I wish you understood how much street cred I'm getting right now from my kids.
Are you kidding?
Oh yeah, like, according to my 9-year-old, I'm at the set of Ellen. She's talking merchandise. She's like, all right, Mom.
I tell this to my kids all the time. We are kind of a big deal. We are the elite of Spanish Fork here.
Well, I did see your Instagram story today. So I saw when you were kind of getting ready and you're like, I don't know what I'll do today. What would Beyonce do? So I kind of did. I did love that. So let's get on to the nitty gritty.
Okay, yeah, so who are you? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay, so Becky in the Boys Club was kind of the name I came up with because I kept finding myself in meetings, and everywhere I went, I felt like I was the only woman. In new home construction and in renovations and construction in general, it seems like it's one of the few industries that's still kind of a boys club. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's unique, and honestly, I feel honored that they've even let me in. You know what I mean? To be able to be the vice president and an part owner of a construction company, to me is an honor. So
what made you want to get involved in the Boys Club per se? Like what led you down that path?
Well, honestly, I've always kind of been a tomboy. I've always preferred the company of boys. It just was a little less drama. Maybe
it's
a little less,
true. Like in high
real.
school, I felt that same way a little bit. Like girls sometimes can be a little catty, though we love each other.
Yeah.
So I read your story, and I love that you describe yourself as average.
Yes.
So that, you're not at all, which is the best part, because you're describing yourself as wheat bread. But then
but you can make it exciting.
Yeah, exciting with honey and bananas, So Mom had you jazz it up a little.
Right.
So, and you always challenged yourself. Like you'd always go above and beyond. So you would always try things a little different. So you weren't afraid to elbow your way into the boys club.
Or maybe felt comfortable with the boys.
Yeah, well, I definitely feel like being okay with being average and I feel like so many of us are held back because we're not going to be the best at something. So I kind of, from the time I was young, kind of went into things just kind of knowing I wasn't going to be the best, and that never held me back. I'm going to try it. I get to choose how interesting I am. I get to choose how people feel around me. And so for me, that's probably the thing that's helped me the most.
I love it.
Is just not having that fear of being the best.
Like the expectations, take that off the table, and then you're like, anything I do maybe is good.
I wish more girls had that mindset now, because I think that they are limiting themselves in so many ways.
At it. Yeah, or feeling that perfection when they start, then sometimes we're out.
I've noticed that even with my teenage daughters, sometimes they're scrolling through and they're seeing all of these perfect girls, which none of us are perfect, and I wish that they could understand that. And I feel like all of us at some point in our lives finally come to grips with that. Yeah. And so I feel really lucky that I came to grips with that in 4th grade.
That is awesome. So what do you believe it to be the difference at Hive Homes? Do you believe it to be the difference in the design, the way that women think? What is the difference?
So here's the thing. When you're building affordable homes, it's pretty much the least sexy thing you can do. Do you know what I mean? Like And so Jimmy, my brother-in-law, who is the builder, and we're partners, he made it very clear in the beginning, I want this to be something different. And we both felt really strongly about that. So we've spent countless hours trying to make these homes, even though they're small, just feel charming and feel like somewhere where you want to go. We also try to do some special things, kind of make it an experience by sending our homeowners little cards, little packages, little surprise
Oh, I love
whatever.
you. You are my kind of lady.
Right?
No, but
right?
listen,
A little cute
we
gift.
make so many mistakes. You know what I mean? Like we're not perfect, and we know that. And probably every day we kind of regroup. Okay, so that didn't work.
Right.
So what? You know, what do we got to do?
But making them feel like people, and even though they're
trying.
getting maybe a smaller home or a less expensive home, but they still matter and they still count. They'll still make those memories.
Yeah.
And I love that about it. That home still matters.
And I feel like that's probably been why we've seen so much success and growth and everything is because people will always tell us, I just feel different here. I feel different in your homes. I feel different around you guys.
So the experience, and then I also wonder, I mean, you hear about cookie cutter designs and you can tell that a man designed it. And I mean,
so what is
and I say that in a very kind way, but I know sometimes when they say like, oh, a woman's touch or a woman would do this in this room, or maybe a woman would think about it this way. Are you trying to bring that element to the table?
100%. And Jimmy's so good at allowing me to have my input that way. And so what the design process looks like for us when we're designing a plan, I'll sketch out a plan that is so cute and so expensive to build, right? So then he takes it and he like cleans out all the edges and takes out all of
5 different lines.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, okay, so work with this box.
Okay.
So then he'll get done kind of cleaning it up, and then I'll look at it and I'll say, where the heck are you going to put a vacuum, Jimmy? There's no vacuum storage.
So true, though, right?
A man would
Yes.
never think of that. And so he's always just so good. Just, oh yeah, of course. Let's
tweak it a little bit or
get a
change
closet
it.
in there for a vacuum.
I love that.
I do too.
So much.
Because men do have an equal part. I think that times are changing, and so we're starting to, like, my one son-in-law is a total, like, Mr. Mom. Like, he does just as many chores. But I think for a while it has been more of a woman's place, but that's our natural place, is to cozy our home and everything. So I love the idea that a woman is kind of taking control of that a little bit and saying, this is what matters to us too.
Right.
Not just a big garage where I can hang animals.
I mean, we love those too.
We do.
But that brings up kind of a good point. A lot of people ask me, why Hive Homes? And the whole idea behind it, the way it kind of came to me was, we were feeling very women-centric and how women care so much about the building process. And so why do we build these houses around and for men pretty much, and women feel kind of stupid when they're on the job sites and stuff. Nobody means to, but it just kind of happens.
It's intimidating.
They don't understand the words. Thank you, it's intimidating. And so I kind of pictured this women-centric experience and how a woman is really the queen bee, and we wanted her to feel like the queen bee. And so that's where Hive kind of came into the mix. I didn't think about the fact that we're the beehive state and all
I was thinking that's what it was.
Things. No.
Well, it works. It works.
Yeah, it's got a good double meaning there for sure.
Yeah.
So you're building, okay, so you have homes built where now?
So we've got Eagle Mountain we're building right now, a lot in Santa Quin. We're actually creeping down south to Cedar City, Enoch, a little in St. George. And then I'm so excited we're going to be here in Spanish Fork in about 6 months.
So exciting.
I know, I'm so excited.
And where do you currently live?
So I live in Elk Ridge, but I'm actually moving here too, Spanish Fork.
That's where it's at, baby.
Yep, part of Studio Chatter.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's really neat. I'm glad that you're bringing it here.
I do believe there is a nonprofit.
Yes, we're really excited about that. So something like that takes a ton of time to put together. So we're hoping to have this put together by the end of 2021. But what we wanted to do, that cozy feeling, that whole feeling that we're talking about with our homes, we wanted to kind of team up with the local women's shelters just around here and help them renovate their shelters, help them create spaces that feel safe, that feel like places they can heal and come together. And because right now I've gone and looked at them, and it's a very institutional feeling. And so that's what we kind of want to do, is just create these wonderful spaces that feel like home, just a soft place to land. So
I love that. You're taking something that you guys are good at and then giving a piece of that to the community.
Doing what we
Really
can
neat.
and kind of keeping that same women's.
And the project was it?
Oh, it's called the Protea Project.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And I love, it's named after a flower, is that right? That stands for something?
Yeah, so it's the Protea is a South African flower that symbols bravery and courage. So, and I figure those women are some of the bravest of all.
Really like that. I love people that do great things and then give back to the community, and I feel like that's what you're doing. And
well, thanks,
showing us women that we can do hard stuff.
Yes.
Even if we're a piece of
Even if we're a little intimidated and average.
Yes.
Well, Becky in the Boys Club, you are not average, not by any stretch of the imagination, and I hope that your kids think that you are super cool for making your appearance.
Wheat bread with sunflower seeds.
Yeah. Well, so if anybody wanted to get a hold of you to start construction, to look at anything that you have to offer right now, how can they reach out?
Good question. So the best thing to do right now is to follow our Instagram. It's just at Hive Homes, or you can follow me at Becky in the Boys Club, and we usually keep that pretty up to date about what we have inventory-wise and what's going on.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, and then is your blog separate from?
Yes, so that's just BeckyInTheBoysClub.com.
Okay.
So, and that talks more about the renovations I've done, design work.
Good grief.
Things like that.
When do you sleep?
I know.
Never.
Never.
When the kids are at school. And
My kind of woman. You just talked about saying no. So.
Yeah. Right. Well, such a pleasure. Please do come back and visit us when you move back to the area. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
All right. There's more studio chatter coming up.